All right, so let's dive into Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, yeah.
You've been hearing his name everywhere, and for good reason.
Absolutely.
We're talking like next level domination in 2024.
Oh, yeah. He's everywhere right now.
Yeah, and to really get into it, we're checking out an episode of AppleMusic's Rap Life Review.
Okay, yeah.
Ebro, Eddie, and Loki break it all down, like what's going on with Kendrick.
It's a good one for sure.
Yeah, what it means for hip-hop.
They get into some great stuff, especially about the new album GNX.
Yeah, GNX.
Some people are saying top 3 Kendrick already.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Which is crazy, right? I mean...
Top 3 already. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, and it's sparking like a lot of debate, you know?
Yeah. Where does it fit in with everything else he's done?
Exactly.
So what makes it stand out so much?
Well, for one, it's not just like the same old introspective Kendrick.
Right.
GNX has bangers, like straight up club tracks.
Yeah.
It shows his versatility.
I'm thinking West Coast vibe.
Absolutely. That's the one.
Been blowing up.
The Rap Life Review crew were loving that track.
Yeah.
They were saying it's like he took those classic West Coast sounds, you know?
Right.
And gave them like a fresh modern spin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And his longtime fans are loving that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like it connects back to his roots.
Yeah.
You know, in a really authentic way.
Authentic, for sure.
One of the hosts even compared it to like Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Whoa.
In terms of impact.
For real.
Yeah, for West Coast hip-hop.
That's high praise.
Big time.
So speaking of impact, we got to talk about the whole back and forth with Drake.
Oh, yeah, the drama.
It went way beyond music, right?
It did. It's the aftermath that's really interesting.
The aftermath, yeah. Drake came out swinging at Universal Music Group.
His own label, right?
Yeah, his own label, saying they were manipulating things behind the scenes.
To, like, promote Kendrick.
To promote Kendrick's track, not like us.
Yeah.
And, like, sabotage his own music.
Crazy, right?
Break that down for me.
So Drake is saying UMG, along with platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify,
right,
were like all in on this campaign to boost, not like us.
Wow.
He's talking bots, pay-to-play schemes,
right,
like the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so what do Ebro, Eddie, and Loki?
Yeah, what do you think?
What do they make of all this?
They're pretty skeptical.
Yeah.
Like, they point out that Drake himself has benefited hugely from the same system he's criticizing.
From the system, yeah.
It's like he's only complaining because he feels like he lost this round.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned he's not suing Kendrick directly.
Right.
It's Universal Music Group.
Yeah, like he's trying to shift the blame away from the actual artistic competition.
Yeah, like it wasn't about the music at all.
Exactly. And, you know, us spent 16 weeks at #1.
Wow.
Like, that kind of success, you can't just manufacture that. It shows a genuine connection with the listeners.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't fake that kind of impact.
Right. And it speaks to Kendrick's ability to tap into something real, or something that resonates on a deeper level.
Deeper level, yeah.
And what's interesting is the Rap Life Review guys connected all of this to a bigger conversation.
Oh, yeah.
About the state of hip-hop.
Totally. They were saying how refreshing it is to see this level of lyrical skill, you know?
Yeah.
And genuine artistry driving the conversation instead of just like chasing trends or going viral for a week.
Fleeting trends, yeah. So it's like this whole Kendrick moment shows that people want substance.
They crave it.
Something with meaning, something with depth.
For sure.
And you can see how it's inspiring other artists.
Absolutely.
Like the bar has been raised.
It has.
And it's pushing the entire genre in a really exciting direction.
I agree.
Okay, so we've got Kendrick on this crazy run.
Unprecedented.
An album that's already like making huge waves.
Huge waves.
And a beef with Drake.
Yeah.
That's sparking conversations about the industry itself.
The whole industry.
But there's even more to unpack.
Oh, there's so much more.
The Rap Life Review crew kept coming back to this idea.
Yeah.
That Kendrick isn't just a rapper. He's a curator of Black culture.
Right. A historian.
A story and a storyteller.
It goes beyond just like name-dropping icons.
Right.
Or sampling old school tracks.
Yeah.
It's about how he weaves those influences into the DNA of his music.
You know what I mean? Like it's not surface level.
Not at all. It's deep.
It's in there. Yeah.
One of the hosts even shared a story about how listening to Reincarnated inspired him to go and research blues artists he'd never even heard of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
It is. It speaks to the educational potential of Kendrick's work.
Totally.
He's sparking curiosity, encouraging engagement with history and heritage.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Especially when so much of pop culture feels so disposable.
Right. So fleeting.
So fleeting.
Yeah.
And Kendrick's making music that demands to be wrestled with.
You got to unpack it.
Unpack it live with it.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good place to pause. Let all of this sink in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back soon with part 2.
Looking forward to it.
Of this Kendrick Lamar deep dive.
Gift dive.
See you then. Welcome back. Before the break, we were getting into how Kendrick is this curator of Black culture.
Yeah, like a historian.
A historian.
And the Rap Life Review crew was really into that idea.
Oh, for sure. They kept bringing it up.
And, it's not just talk.
Yeah.
Kendrick's commitment to, showcasing and celebrating Black culture, it's deep. I mean, the visuals in his work are the perfect example.
Yeah, like all those Soul Train references in the TVR video.
Exactly.
That felt like a direct homage.
It wasn't just for looks.
Right.
Those references, they were carefully chosen to evoke, a specific time, a specific place.
I see.
A sense of Black joy and resilience.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like a layer of depth there.
Absolutely.
That you don't get with a lot of artists.
Adds so much to the impact.
It's not just about the beats or the lyrics.
It's the whole package.
It's the whole package, yeah.
And that's what makes him so compelling. He's always challenging us to think, to engage with history, to see the world differently.
Like through a different lens.
Exactly.
He's saying, hey, there's more to hip-hop than you think.
There's so much more.
Let's explore this together.
Let's learn from each other.
And that brings us to another point that the Rap Life Review crew made.
Yeah.
Which is how Kendrick, even at the height of his success,
right at the top of his game,
isn't dwelling on nostalgia like some of his peers.
Interesting.
Just think about artists like J. Cole, Drake. They've been leaning into that lately.
They have. Releasing old mixtapes, telling those come-up stories.
Right, revisiting their past.
Yeah, it's been a trend.
It's been a trend. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
But Kendrick seems to be doing something different.
Yeah, he's on a different path.
So they're looking back, and he's pushing forward.
Pushing forward, exactly. He's acknowledged his past. He's dealt with it in his music.
For sure.
But he's not letting it define him.
Yeah.
GNX is all about, new sounds.
Pushing boundaries.
Evolving,
yeah. And that kind of puts Drake's complaints in a different light.
It does. Doesn't it?
Yeah, here's Kendrick innovating, pushing things forward. And Drake is focused on, these past manipulations.
Past beef.
Yeah, past beef. It's a fascinating contrast.
Fascinating, for sure.
And it speaks to something bigger about artistic legacy.
How do you want to be remembered?
Right.
What do you want to leave behind?
It seems like Kendrick is really trying to shape the future of hip-hop.
Yeah, he's not just riding the wave.
Yeah, not just riding the wave of past success.
He's building something new.
The Rap Life Review guys were really excited about this idea of Kendrick as a battle-tested artist.
Battle-tested?
I love that phrase.
Me too.
What did they mean by that?
I think they were talking about how this whole situation with Drake, the way Kendrick responded to it, it solidified his position.
At the top.
He didn't get caught up in the negativity.
The pettiness.
Yeah, the drama. He channeled it into his art.
Yeah.
And he came out stronger.
He came out stronger.
All that pressure, all those expectations.
It was fuel.
It was fuel, exactly. It's a testament to his resilience, his focus.
Yeah.
His commitment to his craft.
And that's something you don't see with a lot of artists.
It's rare.
It's rare. So we've talked a lot about GNX.
Yeah, the album.
But where does it rank in the whole Kendrick Lamar discography?
Oh, that's the big question.
According to the Rap Life Review crew.
They were all over the place on that one.
Were they?
Some were putting it right up there with Good Kid, M.A.D. City.
Whoa.
His masterpiece.
Okay.
Others were a little more hesitant.
Yeah.
But they all acknowledged its power,
Yeah.
Its impact. It's a divisive album in the best way possible.
They said both Good Kid and GNX felt like moments in time.
Yeah.
That you just had to experience.
Moments in time. I love that.
And that's what makes this whole deep dive so exciting.
It does.
We're not just talking about an album.
Right.
We're talking about a phenomenon.
A cultural phenomenon.
A cultural phenomenon.
Right.
A shift in the landscape of hip-hop.
For sure.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And go back to Drake's legal battle with Universal UMG.
Yeah.
Can you break down what he's actually alleging?
Yeah, so he's saying that UMG, along with iHeartRadio and Spotify, engaged in this whole coordinated campaign to manipulate numbers, streaming radio airplay,
To benefit Kendrick?
To benefit, not like us.
Yeah.
He's saying they used bots, pay-to-play schemes.
Wow.
All kinds of tactics.
All to boost the song's performance.
Yeah, artificially.
Wow. So he's basically saying there was this effort to make Not Like Us a hit.
Yeah.
Even if it meant undermining Drake.
Even if it meant undermining his own music.
Wow.
It's wild. He even goes so far as to accuse UMG of defamation. Claiming they could have stopped the release of Not Like Us.
Okay.
Because it paints him in a negative light.
Okay, wait. What part of the song is he saying is defamatory?
So he's talking about the line where Kendrick raps about the rapper who's really not like us.
Right.
Drake is saying that's a veiled accusation.
Of what?
Of being a sex offender.
What?
Yeah.
That seems like a stretch.
It does. Right.
The Rap Life review crew definitely thought so.
They were like, yeah, no.
They were not buying it.
Not buying it.
And they pointed out it's all open to interpretation.
Totally.
And that Drake isn't suing Kendrick.
Right.
It's just UMG.
Just UMG. It's almost like he's avoiding a direct confrontation.
With Kendrick.
Yeah, like he doesn't want that smoke.
He doesn't want that smoke. It's like he's shifting the blame.
Shifting the blame away from the artist.
Away from the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they also said the court of public opinion is not on Drake's side.
Oh, yeah. Social media is brutal.
It's brutal. Everyone's calling him a sore loser.
Sore loser, for sure.
Pointing out that he's always benefited from the industry machine.
He has. He's been at the top for years.
And the Rap Life review crew made a great point about how, you know, these accusations of payola and manipulation, they've always been around.
They have. It's nothing new.
It's nothing new.
Yeah.
But they also said these tactics, even if they exist, they can only take a song so far.
So far.
The song's staying power comes from the listeners.
Organic engagement.
Organic engagement.
Yeah.
So even if there was something shady happening,
it
doesn't mean Not Like Us wouldn't have been a hit anyway.
Exactly. It probably would have been huge regardless.
They pointed to the fact that it spent 16 weeks at #1.
16 weeks? That's massive.
That's massive.
You can't fake that.
You can't fake that.
That's real.
They contrasted it with songs that like shoot up the charts.
Yeah.
But then fade away just as fast.
Because there's no substance.
Because there's no substance. And they also talked about how Not Like Us has resonated on a much deeper level.
Yeah.
Like college bands are covering it.
People are making TikToks.
Making TikToks about it.
Yeah.
It's a cultural moment.
It is.
You can't manufacture that.
You can't buy that kind of impact.
It's real. It's genuine.
It's organic.
So I think we've officially unpacked that legal battle.
I think so.
Time to move on.
To the final part.
To the final part of this Kendrick Lamar deep dive. We're back for the final part of our Kendrick Lamar deep dive.
It's been a journey.
It has been. We've covered so much.
GNX, the Drake situation.
All of it.
The state of hip-hop.
But there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Okay.
Something that really stood out to me in that Rap Life review episode.
What's that?
It's Kendrick's focus on the now.
The present.
The present and the future.
Yeah.
Like even at the peak of his success, he's not looking back.
Not at all. He's looking forward.
Ebro said something like, Kendrick's not interested in nostalgia. He's building a legacy.
Powerful statement.
It is. What do you think he meant by that?
Well, I think it speaks to what makes Kendrick so unique. He's not content to just rehash the past.
Or chase trends.
No. He's pushing forward.
Always evolving.
Challenging himself.
Yeah.
Challenging the genre.
It's like he's saying, this is what hip-hop can be.
Exactly.
It can be thoughtful. It can be political. It can be personal.
It can be fun.
It can be all of those things.
At the same time.
And that's such an important message.
It is.
Not just for musicians.
For everyone.
For anyone who consumes art.
Art can be a catalyst.
Yeah.
For change.
Yeah.
For growth. For understanding.
Okay, so we've explored GNX. We unpacked the drama with Drake.
We went deep.
We talked about Kendrick's role as a curator of Black culture.
His impact.
But what does it all mean?
That's the big question.
What's the takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that we're seeing something special.
Something special, yeah.
A pivotal moment in hip-hop.
Kendrick's not just making music.
He's starting conversations.
Pushing boundaries.
Inspiring a whole new generation.
And he's forcing us to confront some hard truths.
About the industry?
About the systems that can elevate or exploit artists.
And through it all, he stayed true to himself.
To his artistry.
To his vision.
That's powerful.
It is.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
Something to think about.
I like it.
If Kendrick at the top of his game is looking ahead,
not behind,
what does that tell us about the future of hip-hop?
What's next?
What possibilities does it open up?
It's a question worth asking.
It is. Because if Kendrick's trajectory is any indication,
Yeah.
the future of hip-hop is bright
It's bold.
and full of potential.
I'm excited to see what happens next.
Me too. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Kendrick Lamar.